Hi Pokefans, welcome back to part 29 of my Pokemon Scarlet gameplay. It has been quite a few days since I have uploaded a video on this and I definitely want to go ahead and complete this playthrough. In the last episode, we did go ahead and defeat the last Titan Pokemon, and I believe the only thing left for us to do now is to go ahead and challenge the fighting crew base. As you might know, we have almost made our way to the location where they are. I think we should be able to challenge them in this episode and go from there. The first thing I did is pin down the location for the Pokemon Center that we do have to reach. Other than that, I think all we have to do is explore a bit more of the newer location and then challenge the fighting crew base themselves. Really excited on this one. Now right here I'm actually trying to just explore this small area which will kind of lead on to the next area that we are supposed to go to, and I'm just trying to see if I miss any items. Now the one thing I do want to point out is the fact that this episode is actually pretty old and I have actually uploaded some recent episodes already in my channel. That probably would be the 4 treasures. So you might see some stuff that is not present in those videos, and that's because I'm actually collecting them in this one. Alright, it seems like we are quite close to the entrance where we are supposed to be, and we do have another trainer right here. This is actually pretty cool. Let me quickly go ahead and battle him. Of course, this trainer will belong to the list of trainers that are present in this area. This also kind of includes that NPC who asks you to find 6 trainers. So it's pretty nice to see that there is one more extra just in case you miss any one of them. Now this trainer actually has a level 49 Pokemon, which by the way is quite high, and I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing some higher level Pokemon in this episode as well. Quite interesting. There we go, that was pretty easy. And of course at this point my Pokemons are a bit over leveled for this playthrough, and that might be mostly because I am trying to complete my Pokédex, and I think it's much easier to over level your Pokemon when you do that. The second Pokemon this trainer has is Talonflame, which is a Pokemon I am yet to catch for myself. I have seen it being spawned in couple different areas but haven't really caught one for myself. I think I can still go ahead and evolve the fletchling I do have in my box. Maybe that is an easier way to go around this rather than trying to find it in the wild itself. In this case, I did switch to Kilobattle, who should be able to kind of take it down in one hit since Talonflame is kind of flying type. There we go, we have defeated it. Alright, this is good. I think we can finally go ahead and enter the new area. Although I'm not really sure if that area actually has a name or not in the map. And it seems like we have another trainer. This is pretty weird. I mean, 2 trainers right close to each other is pretty far to see in this game. But here we have 2 of them. Let me go ahead and challenge him as well. And let's see which kind of Pokemon this trainer has. Alright, his name is Pedro. Kind of expected since he is quite old. So he does have a Oranguru, which is quite rare to see by the way. The only time I did see it was way back in near the Poison Crew base, I think. So definitely pretty weird to see one right here. But of course, it's easier for us to take down since I do have my Tinkaton up in front. You know what, after playing this game this much, I feel like Tinkaton is quite useful, and probably I think I can actually beat the whole game with this just one Pokemon. That is definitely possible, and I think it's pretty easy since Tinkaton does get a variety of moveset. And it is pretty strong as well. I think the typing also helps kind of since it is part steel and fairy type. It does have a lot of resistance to most of the types and definitely quite helpful because of it. The next Pokemon is a Glalie, And since I did have my armor roots, I was easily able to take it down. There we go. I think we have defeated this trainer as well. Right? To be honest, I'm actually more interested in the upcoming area than this one. So let me quickly make my way there. Of course, I get encountered by a Pokemon right here. Did have to dodge the second one, but here we are, North Province Area 2. And as you might have seen, this area is pretty unique. There are a couple different Pokemons that are new to me, especially the Bishop. Personally, I have not yet evolved my Ponyard, so I do have to do that. By the way, I was lucky enough to find a shiny one. It was rather random and I just found it, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, we do have another trainer right here. Now this trainer actually has a Arboliva, which is pretty nice. It's actually the final evolution for Smoliv. It does have grass terrain as its ability, which is useful and not useful at the same time. I mean, it does boost the grass type moves, which is quite helpful, but at the same time it does heal all the Pokemons on the battlefield, which sometimes might be a disadvantage. In my case, I think this was quite useful and definitely I think it was pretty cool. But of course, this trainer only had one Pokemon, so we were able to defeat her. Now, as far as I can remember, there is another NPC right next to the Pokemon Center here as well. We'll actually recommend us to defeat, I think, 5 trainers. But if you have explored this area, you might remember that there are not that many trainers. I think we only have around 3 trainers here. It's a bit confusing because, according to the map design, it kind of looks like this is a very small area, but trust me, it is not. I'll go ahead and show you guys the rest of this North Province Area 2, which, if you have checked the complete map, is very huge. And definitely I'm really excited to explore it. Well, here comes our next trainer with a Bellybolt, which is nice. It's purely a electric type Pokemon, and I think that's the reason why I actually didn't add it to my team. Now, you might not know this about me, but I actually really like dual type Pokemon. I'm not too worried about the dual typing, but as long as they are dual type Pokemon, I prefer them more rather than single type Pokemon. That is mostly the reason why you would see that there are almost all just dual type Pokemon in my team. I kind of prefer it. Since this was a electric type Pokemon on its own and Bellybolt doesn't really have a dual typing, that's the main reason why I actually didn't use it in my team for this playthrough. Either way, I was easily able to take this one down in one hit. There we go. Alright, most of these trainers seems to have only one Pokemon, which is pretty good for me, but I was expecting more than one right here. Either way, we'll continue exploring this forest and trying to reach the Pokemon Center itself. Right here we have our next trainer, and it seems like this trainer is actually right next to another one of the 10 Paldean sites, so definitely do want to check it out as well. Let me quickly go ahead and defeat this trainer. She actually has a Brackish, which is pretty nice. But of course it did dodge my move, so I do have to be a bit more careful. Let me go ahead and try to take it down in the next turn. Lucky for me, Tinkaton also avoided the move, so that was pretty good. Sadly, even in the second turn, we had missed the move, which was pretty bad. At this point, I wasn't really sure what was actually happening. I was not sure if my accuracy was lower. But either way, I do have to try and take down this Pokemon. There we go, this is the third turn and finally we were able to take down the opponent. It's a luck that we did get a crit hit, otherwise I would have been a bit frustrated. I mean, if we weren't able to actually take it down. But now that we have defeated it, let's see which is the next Pokemon. She does have a Flojus, which is nice. Could have switched into Cloudire and taken it down in one hit, but I just decided to use Tinkerton right here. After all, we do have our Flash Cannon, which is a really good move. Not bad, that was pretty good damage right there. And of course, Torches does use Mist Rain. By the way, I am actually seeing a lot of these trainers using these terrain moves. I mean, we just saw Grass Terrain and Electric Terrain, and right here we're also seeing Mist Terrain, which is pretty weird. But either way, we are able to defeat all of these trainers. Let me quickly go ahead and explore a bit more and then try to kind of reach the Pokemon Center itself. Right here it seems we have Fury Falls, which by the way is an important location if you are kind of catching the 4 treasure Pokemons. Now if you do not know anything about the 4 treasure legendary Pokemons, go ahead and check out my last video. I've gone ahead and told the lore of those Pokemons as well as where to actually find them and catch them as well. Other than that, I'm quickly gonna go ahead and explore this area, and I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the background music right here. Well, after listening to the background music, it is kind of mysterious for this area. I think it's quite unique as well since I haven't really heard this kind of music before. Pretty cool. Also, it seems like we have reached the Pokemon Center itself. I'm not gonna heal my Pokemons just yet. We can actually do that on a later stage. Right here we have a cutscene. Alright. I see you're almost at the 5th base. Hold up inside there is Team Star's last remaining squad. You fought well to make this far. Thank you, Dash. Dash, Cassiopeia. Here's Clive. So you made it as well, Clive? Of course, it's the last base. I wouldn't want to miss out on the action. Clive, I owe you my thanks. Your help has been invaluable to this operation. I'm sorry I was so wary of you at first. Well, that's all water under the bridge. When we're finished with this base, will that be the end of Operation Starfall then? Not quite. We still need to handle Team Star's secret mastermind last of all. Do we have any lead on how to find them? I'm hoping they'll come out into the open once all the squad bosses have stepped down. I see. We've come so far, only a few more steps left. Don't let me down, either of you. Alright. Cassiopeia hung up? Alright. Thank you, Dash. I've slowly but surely come to understand Team Star. I know what I need to do, and I know what my final decision will be. For that, I can't thank you enough. Take care in that base, Miss Dash. Sorry for getting all polite there. Don't know what came over me. Seems like Clive is slipping up as well. But of course, we know who Clive is, by the way. It's definitely Director Clevel. I mean, the character looks so similar, there's no way it could be anyone else. But before we challenge the 5th base, I definitely do want to look around and battle all of the trainers available in Northern Province Area 2. So let's go ahead and challenge the NPC right here and then move on from here. You know, even though we have come so far in this playthrough, the Pokemon levels are not that high. I mean, it's way easier for us to just, over level without any issues. Right here, this trainer actually had a Gengar, and as you might have seen, it's so easy for us to actually defeat all of these trainers. Sometimes I really wish that these games could be a bit more tougher. I do really think this game is a bit tougher than the other games, especially since we do have a lot of boss battles that are happening. And I think story-wise, this game is pretty cool as well. The story till now has been definitely interesting. And by the looks of it, I think we'll be continuing and completing the second storyline by the next episode. But of course, back to the trainer challenge, I think we could still have a bit more difficulty in the battles. Anyway, after looking around for quite some time, I went ahead and climbed the rocks that are right next to the Fury Falls. And going to the other side, you'll actually be able to find the other trainers that you might have missed before. This is also when I actually pulled out the stake, which by the way in my video I wasn't able to show you guys. I just showed the location, but this is where I actually found it. Looking around, we do have quite a few areas around this whole place. And all of these areas are actually a part of the Northern Province area too. So you'll definitely be able to find a lot of new Pokemons around here, as well as a couple different trainers whom I'm actually trying to find myself right now. I think I'll actually explore this place a bit more, and then we can actually go back to the fighting base. We do have smaller areas like these, definitely pretty far from where the Pokemon Center is, but I was lucky enough to find another Gimmighoul right here. Definitely pretty cool. Personally, I think these last few areas, especially the area around the 5th Titan as well as the area around this East Province, they're very large and take a lot of time to explore. So I have been skipping out quite a few stuff. But of course, as usual, I'll go ahead and point out some important areas that you probably do have to kind of look around. All of these areas that I'm currently showing are not that important. You might probably able to find some items here, but no new Pokemons in such. As far as I've seen, I think the only things I was able to find here were a couple different items and couple of TMs that you could probably pick up. Right next to this tree, I was able to find lot of experience candies, so if you are in need of them, you can go ahead and get them right here. But other than that, let me actually make my way back and let's try finding the 2 trainers that we actually missed in this area, and I think we can go from there. Also, let me know in the comment section if you have completely explored this Eastern Province. Definitely, I know most of these areas are quite tricky to kind of reach as well, but let me know if you have done it. Here is another stake which I mentioned I did pull out before, and if you haven't really seen those videos, go ahead and check it out. We after all get some cool legendary Pokemons by pulling out these stakes. Anyway, let me continue my exploration and trying to find the trainers that I have been kind of missing till now. Well, finally found our next trainer, who's actually right next to the Fury Falls apparently, and I actually missed her. Here she is. Let's see what kind of Pokemon she has. Alright, the first one is actually a Salazzle, which is quite rare to actually find. We do have couple different areas where we'll be able to find its evolved form, that is Salazzle itself. But I think most of the caves you'll probably find Salandits. I think in this case, probably catching Salazzle by itself is much easier. Alright, the second Pokemon that this trainer actually has is actually Tazrina, which is pretty nice. And of course, since I do have Armor Rouge, I'm easily able to take both of her Pokemons down. But of course, there we go. We have defeated this trainer. This actually counts to 5 trainers and I can actually stop right here. But since we do only have 1 more trainer left, I'll actually go ahead and challenge that trainer as well. And for some reason, I actually missed this. This trainer has a 3rd Pokemon, which is Gothita. Or I think Gothitelle in this case. pretty cool. By the way, I have used Gothitelle before and it's a really cool Pokemon. It's kind of like Gardevoir, but I think Gardevoir is still a bit better than it. Of course, if you do want a strong psychic Pokemon and don't want to use Gardevoir, I think Gothitelle is a really good substitute for it. The next Pokemon this trainer has is actually Frostmoth, which is pretty easy to actually defeat. All I have to do is go ahead and just use my Armarouge. Frostmoth is pretty unique. It was actually a Generation 8 Pokemon and was just released in Sword and Shield. I think it's pretty cool design, but definitely since it's a fire bug and ice type, it does have a really good weakness against fire type Pokemon. So you do have to be a bit careful if you're using it. But if you are able to kind of use Quiver Dance on it, I think it's quite powerful in that case. Anyway, we have defeated this trainer as well. Well, finding our next trainer is pretty easy. All we have to do is jump down in the other side of the Fury Falls and the trainer is gonna be right here. Not really sure how I missed him. I mean, I did look around this area before and somehow I missed this trainer. Anyway, he does start with a Toxicroak, which is pretty nice. I think I can actually take this one with my Armarouge. Most of the black belt trainers, especially these guys right here, they usually tend to have fighting type Pokemon or Pokemons that are partially, weak to kind of psychic type moves. So it's pretty easy to defeat them. This trainer also has another Pokemon. Let's see which one it is. The second one is actually a Tauros, which is nice. I could have switched into Kilowattle, but finally I did decide to go with my Armarouge once more. And for some reason the trainer actually spins when he brings out his Pokemon. Once again, I'll go with Psyshock, which is a really good move by the way. I'm not sure if Armarouge will actually learn Psychic. If it doesn't, I think probably I do have to create a TM for it and teach it that move. But for now, I think Psyshock is pretty good. Alright. Let me go ahead and switch out into Muscrada right here. There we go. And the last Pokemon is actually a Gallade, which is pretty nice, but of course I do have to be a bit careful about this one. Thankfully I did have a Fairy type move, which is Play Rough. Although Gallade did use Detect right there. Alright, I'm gonna try that once more and see if we can take it down. For some reason, these Pokemons are kind of avoiding my moves, which is pretty weird. I haven't really had my accuracy go down, but I am seemingly missing a lot of moves. Really not sure why that is happening, but at least we were able to hit the Pokemon on the third turn. There we go, we have defeated this trainer as well. Now that we have defeated all the trainers in this location, I think it's finally time for me to go ahead and challenge the fighting base crew. So I'll go ahead and heal up my team members and see you guys there. Alright, one thing I did miss to show you guys is that if you do talk to that NPC, you'll be able to get the TM for Outrage, which is pretty nice. If you have a dragon type Pokemon, I think that is a really strong move to actually add. Anyway, I'm quite ready to take down this base. So let's quickly go ahead and see what's gonna happen next. We do have a cutscene coming up. And you're pretty skilled. Not many trainers can shrug off my Pokemon's attack like that. The same to you, Eri, was it? Your Pokemon have clearly spent a lot of time honing their moves. But I'm surprised to find the boss herself out here defending the gates. Don't you trust your grunts enough to put them on guard duty? Watch your mouth. I'm here because I don't want to risk anyone else getting hurt. That's all. What a benevolent boss. Now, if you want to get on with our battle, I'm ready on my side. Okay, it seems like Clive is definitely doing the work right here, but let's approach and see. Who are you? Dash, there you are. I started talking to this girl since she looked like she was with Team Star. Then she and her Pokemon came out at me without warning. We were just battling it out. Really? I knew you would be out here. Carmen, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you? I'm fine, honestly. Now get away from here. It's not safe. Okay. I'll take over guarding the base, Riri. You should get back inside. No, I won't back down. I can't. Oh, Riri, you need to stop this. Until the big boss comes back, I have to protect all of you in the Caph squad. And everyone else in Team Star too. That's why you should get back to the base and rest up, even just for a little bit. As the boss of this squad, I just can't. Riri, please, I'm your friend. Listen to what I'm saying. Fine, I'll go. I'm sorry, Carmen. Hey, that's no way to sign off. Let me hear a hasta la vista from you, nice and loud. Hasta la vista. Okay, there she goes. I'm your opponent now. You two, come on, I'll take you both down. Hey Dash, my Pokemon and I are actually running on empty after the last battle. Sorry to spring this on you, but do you think you can handle this grunt alone? I think we can. Let's go ahead and battle her. Thanks, I'll be cheering you on the sidelines. Alright. I'll protect Riri with everything I have. You ready to battle? Yep, I am ready. Alright, let's see how this goes. After all, this is the last battle we are gonna have with a grunt in front of a gate. She is gonna start with Krogan, and as you might have seen, all of these trainers will definitely have a fighting type Pokemon. So if you do have a psychic or flying type team members, I think this is a really good time to actually use them. Personally, I think I'll be going with Kilowattral and Amarooz right here. Probably with Tinkerton, but not really sure if I can use the other team members. Anyway, next Pokemon is Primeape, and of course we are able to take this one pretty easily as well. Although, if you might have seen, the Primeape is at level 55, so I would definitely recommend having your Pokemon around level 60 if you are gonna challenge this base, just to make sure that the battle isn't too hard. There we go, we have defeated her right here. I lost, but my defeat is not the one that matters. Okay, that is definitely true. Even if all I did was buy Riri a bit of time, that's fine. My job here is done, so I'll head back inside. Hasta la vista. Okay, so all we have to do is go ahead and ring the bell and challenge them. And of course, Cassiopeia calls us. I take it you defeated the guard out front. That we did. That base is run by Team Star's fighting crew, the Caph squad. Their boss Eddie is a skilled wrestler and coaches the whole Team Star in Pokemon battling. Alright, that's pretty nice, I guess. Of all the bosses, she's likely to be most alert to hostilities after articulation of war. So I guess she's gonna be tough. She might try to stop this raid in its track by challenging you to battle before anyone else, which she has done, by the way. I knew it. Tell me what happened. And of course, we are gonna tell her the story. She retreated. We're talking about the same Eddie, right? Well, it seems there is nothing for now but to attack the base head on. Ring the bell on the gate once you're ready to kick off this phase of the operation. Time to wipe out Caph squad off the map. Okay. I guess since we are ready, we can actually go ahead and I think save our game just before we do this. Personally, I think this is gonna be a bit tougher, but we do have to see how it goes. Let me go ahead and ring the bell and of course challenge them. As usual, there'll be 30 different battles that you do have to complete within 10 minutes. And as far as we have seen till now, I think it has been quite easier. Definitely we have completed all of them within 2 minutes, so I'm not expecting anything different from this. The only thing there might be that is an issue is probably just running around. That would definitely be an issue right here, but we'll see how that goes. As I did mention before, I did go with Tinkaton, Kilowatrel and my Amaroosh. I feel like these three members are much better to kind of defeat the Pokémons here. And in this time, we are actually climbing a hill. So it's a bit trickier to kind of go around, but definitely quite worth it since we do have a couple different Pokémons around the same area as well. I'm also making sure that they do defeat the Pokémon before I move on forward, just to make sure that I don't miss any of these Pokémons. And I think it's pretty fine since we do have a lot of time, and I think we can actually complete it within the 10 minutes. Right here we did defeat 10 Pokemon. I think 20 more to go. Pretty cool. And I think this is the most really cool thing I actually enjoyed doing. Definitely it was quite nice. You can also go ahead and re-challenge them after you have defeated them. In that case, I would definitely recommend being a bit more careful because they'll actually ask you to completely defeat 50 Pokemons within 10 minutes. I think it's an easy enough challenge, but definitely quite fun to actually go through. Also, I would recommend going through the base once you have defeated them, because there are a couple items that will only spawn once you have defeated these people. So, pretty worth going through it once more. And it seems like we're almost there. Just a couple more Pokemons left. 4 more to go, and I think we are quite good. We do have a couple different Pokemons around here, and we should be able to defeat them pretty easily. 2 more left and 1 more Pokemon left. There we go. We have finished it. I don't think we can hold her off much longer, boss. Alright, and here comes Eri in her grand entrance. And to be honest, I think I like this one as well. Definitely the color does suit. It's actually orange, and personally I liked it. But here is Eri, the boss of the final fighting crew. Okay, I'm ready. Doesn't matter who you are. I'll bury anyone who tries to take down Team Star. This time, I won't run away. I guess she did think that she ran away even though she was requested to leave. Which kind of tells more about her, but we do have to know her backstory for this as well. As usual, she'll start with a Toxicroak, so I would definitely recommend having a Psychic type Pokemon in the beginning to make it much easier. This base is precious to us. I mean, I guess it's true since this is the last base that's remaining. The Toxicroak that she has is gonna be at level 55, pretty strong. But I think I do have to be a bit careful as well. For the first turn, I did go with Psyshock, which I think should be able to take down this Toxicroak. There we go, we have taken down her first Pokemon. The next Pokemon coming up is gonna be Lucario. Really cool. I think we can still keep Amaroosh up in front since Lucario is part Steel type, and I should be able to do greater damage. Finally, I did decide to go with Flamethrower, and we were easily able to take down the Lucario as well. Pretty nice. Let's see which one is next. The next Pokemon is Pessimian, which by the way we can't actually catch in this version of the game. If you do have Pokemon Violet, you'll be able to find it in Tactile Ticket. That's where you actually battle the Poison Crew base. For this turn, I actually decided to switch into Tinkaton If you do have a fairy type Pokemon, that is quite helpful as well. In my case, Tinkaton does have it, so I think I should be still good. Let me quickly go ahead and use Play Rough, which is a pretty good move. I'm actually hoping to kind of switch into another move, maybe Dazzling Gleam. But for now, I'm gonna just keep Play Rough right here. I think it's mostly gonna depend on whether my Pokemon actually has a really good special attack stats or an attack stat. Based on that, I think if you have the moveset, you should be still good. But in the second turn, we were able to take it down. Right here, I didn't have to heal up my Tinkaton either since I do have leftovers. I think leftover is a really good item, and in this game, you can actually buy them. That is pretty cool, and I really like that feature. Sometimes in other games, it's very rare that you can actually find those items. Probably you would find them while you shake a tree or randomly find them on the ground. So definitely this was a really good thing. The next Pokemon is actually Annihilape, which is a newer evolution for Primeape in this game. And I think I might have taken the wrong turn right here using Tinkaton. But of course I did go with it, and we were at least able to take down 2 Pokemons with it. There we go. Till now we have defeated 4 of her team members, and the last one is gonna be her automobile, which in this case I think will be a fighting type as well. Here we go. This is gonna be a bit trickier since the automobile is at level 56. Should have switched out into Armarouge, but I guess for now I do have to switch into Kilovatral. Heal up my team members and then probably come out. But for now, let's see what we can do with it. The first turn, it did use Shift Gear, which definitely raises the speed attack very well. And in my case, I'm not too worried about it. I think I should still be okay. Pretty good. Since I do have a flying type Pokemon, I was able to tank that move. And Hurricane definitely did a lot of damage. Really wasn't expecting that, but the next turn I did go with Flood. I guess this battle turned out to be way easier than I actually expected. Mostly because I did have some higher level Pokemon, but either way I think it would have still gone pretty fine, especially since I did have 3 Pokemons which were quite effective. But there we go, we have defeated the last Team Star boss. I'm sorry everyone. Okay, I'm interested in the backstory. About a year and a half ago. I'm so sorry, I think I went a little too far. Nah, don't worry about it. We are the ones who asked you to put us through some tough battle practice so we can train up. Yeah, but... Truly, you need not apologize, my lady. Thanks to the Ice Seed's instruction, I'm making swift stride towards mastering the art of battle. And I could never have evolved my Pokemon without you, Eri. Even the big boss said it's thanks to you that we are having a fighting chance against our bullies. See, nothing but gratitude. To us, you're the brightest star in the whole team. Hey, come on, quit being silly. Just one thing. We have been training for 4 whole hours now. I'm totally pooped. I'm sorry. You all really should take a break. I'll go for a run while you rest up. My lady, we 4 have trained in our turn, but you, our steadfast mentor, has rested not once. I cannot help but worry for thy health. Thank you for your concern, Articus. But lately, I feel like I can take anything, even if I'm really tired or feeling like crying. Remember that time we all got together and rifled on the gym badge designs to create our very own star badges? Well, I don't know what it is, but just looking at my star badge makes me feel so strong. Like I want to give it my all. I gave my all, but it wasn't enough. I wasn't enough. So I guess that's the backstory. You showed amazing strength. Even if the code doesn't require me to give it to you, I would want you to have this. Okay, and there we go. We do have our star badge as well. And as usual, we'll get a TM from her as well, which I think we have got from all 4 of them. This is the last one and it's actually close combat. Pretty nice move. I know you're a part of Operation Starfall, but I could tell from our battle that you're not one of a bad person. That way your Pokemon look at you with such trust, it gives away. Do me a favor and look away for a moment. This is a bit much for me to take. I just really... And she goes crying, I guess. Looks like it's all over. Oh, Riri. This is Team Star member you battled at the gates earlier. I asked her to come along for a walk. So, what did you want to ask me? You seem to be on much friendlier term with Eri compared to the other grunts. Why is that? Oh, you spotted that. Well, alright. I don't mind telling you. Truth is, I used to hate Riri. She's an amazing trainer and an athlete, and she's really pretty too. It took her no time at all to become popular at the academy. I was the queen of the class before she came along, but then everyone liked her more than me. So let me guess, you started to pick on her? Pretty much. I got our classmates to join in too. We were all so stupid. But in the end, kids are always fickle, and once one thrill wore off, they look for something new. Before long, the class chose me as the next target and started bullying me instead. Ooh, okay. I guess I deserved it, but then Riri, she chose to help me even though I had been so horrible to her. She told me that she understood how hard it is to have no one on your side. And she invited me into Team Star. Even after you bullied her like that, what a kind girl. She really is, and joining the team has worked out great for us. It's been so much fun. Fun? There are rumors that Team Star likewise engages in bullying. Oh, okay. After hearing my story, do you really think that's true? No. I merely... Riri and the rest of Team Star made me who I am today. Please, don't take away our greatest treasure. And that is all the storyline we do get for now, which I guess kind of, tells us the backstory of what happened a year and a half ago. But of course, we do have to talk to Cassiopeia right here, so let's see what she has to say. Alright, our Rotom phone is ringing. Dash, it's me. Did you do it? Did you claim Aries star badge? That we did. And of course, as usual, I guess they will be disbanding pretty soon. Okay, let's see what happens next. So Eri was the last. All 5 squad bosses have now been toppled from their pedestal. I imagine they'll leave Team Star before long now that they have lost their special positions. After that, they should be soon back attending classes at the academy. Okay. Nice work out there, Dash. Is that Clive I hear? Cassiopeia, well done to you too. Right here, as usual, we get the LP points from her. In this case, I think we'll get 20,000, which is pretty nice. And of course, we do have the materials this time being given by Clive, which is a bit weird. Alright, here we go, we do receive it. At long last, Operation Starfall has entered its final stage. There's only one thing left on the agenda. You must defeat the big boss and have Team Star disband for good. Okay, but how do we do that? Don't worry, there's no need to search them out. The true identity of the big boss is none other than me. Oh, okay. I did guess this one before, but I didn't mean to keep it from you for so long, but the right moment never came. Okay. I'm the one who formed Team Star. Back then, the members of team were my closest friends. And I treasure them more than anything. If they go on like this, Team Star won't do any good for anyone. So, do we get to battle her? Dash? I'll be waiting for you in the schoolyard after dark. You should come as well, Clive. Understood. Then I'll see you both there. So Cassiopeia was the big boss of Team Star this whole time. I scarcely thought it possible. Okay. But with this revelation, I just might have an inkling as to their true identity. It seems we'll find out our answers after dark in the Academy schoolyard. Let's prepare as best as we can before heading over. Personally, I think this is gonna be the almost end of the second storyline, which is Starfall Street. I am definitely quite interested in going ahead and battling Cassiopeia. But of course, before we go back to the Naranjan Academy, I definitely do want to look around here. We might have missed couple items, which by the way is kind of locked to us until we actually defeat the base itself. So this is the only chance we do get to kind of look around. So I will just check out this base, pick up all of the items that are available, and I think this is actually a really good place for me to end out this episode as well. We have definitely completed a lot of things in the storyline. The only two things that are actually remaining is the champion assessment as well as battling Cassiopeia, which by the way I'm really excited to do. So definitely gonna go ahead with that in the next episode. Anyway, that is all I had for this episode. We have already explored this base. It's quite small but definitely had quite good items. Anyway, that is all I had. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. And if you would like to support me more, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.